In this video, we're going to discuss and review the 8-inch Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface figure from Mego. Welcome to the Swearwolves Horror Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Brett. If you're a returning subscriber, I just want to thank you for coming back. And if you're new to this channel, I want to thank you for stopping by. Please consider clicking both that subscribe button as well as that notification bell below. We upload videos on a regular basis in which we review anything and everything horror, from action figures and toys to soundtracks, various collectibles, video games, you name it. And today we're talking about this 8-inch Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface figure from Mego. Now, Mego is a company that's been around for a long time. I believe since the 1950s, and they just started coming out a couple years back with some new figures from this line of toys. In fact, there's a little write-up on the back here that says, Marty Abrams, aka the father of the action figure, has relaunched these figures in response to overwhelming demand. Mego Corp was started by his father David Abrams in 1954 and named by his younger brother Howard, who would say Mego too. Howard later became head of sales for the company. Mego Corp sold over 20 million of its now standard 8-inch action heroes worldwide, and Mego Corporation is proud to take over that fine heritage today. Also on the back here, while we're at it, we see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There, of course, is Leatherface. This is from the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was a great movie. I actually really like that movie. I don't like it as much as the original, but it was good nonetheless. So this Leatherface looks a little bit different than the one that we've gotten in the past from NECA, because NECA did Leatherface from part 1, 2, and 3, and a couple different ones from part 1, but we haven't gotten anything from the remake, so I really like this 8-inch figure. It's going to look good up next to them. But let's go ahead and see how good it looks by opening it up and giving it a proper review. All right, I got the figure open, and before we talk about the figure itself, let's go ahead and talk about the accessory that we are given. No Leatherface would be complete without his chainsaw. Mego is not disappointing here. This chainsaw doesn't have a lot of detail. It's not like the chainsaws that we've gotten with the Ultimate Leatherface, for example, and that's okay. At the price point of these figures, you're not paying for the detail. You're just paying for the novelty of the figure itself. So you're not going to see a lot of, different scuff marks, and it's not going to look like real metal rivets in it or anything like that. It's just going to look like a toy chainsaw. And that's what this is. This is a toy. This is an action figure, and that's what they treat it as. So this chainsaw looks good for what it is. It's got a little bit of heft to it, made out of solid rubber or plastic right here in the base, and then the blade is very soft rubber, as well as the handle and this handle right here. But it looks good. Like I said, not a lot of detail on it, but that's okay. That's what you get. So there's the chainsaw. Let's go ahead and talk about the figure itself. Before we get into the details of it, we'll go through the articulation. The head just turns left to right. The arms just move up and down. There's no ball there to extend it out to the side. We do have a joint in the elbow, so the elbow bends. The hand does fold in and out. The wrist doesn't really, it turns, but not all the way. There is a stopping point right there, so you get a little bit of movement right there. We do have a twist, I think because of the clothes that he's wearing or how I'm gripping him. I don't know. He's not wanting to turn at the waist, so this one doesn't. But he does bend right there. Got the hips, the knees bend, the legs turn in and out, and you got the foot right here, which goes and does nothing. No. Oh yeah, because he's wearing cowboy boots. You don't have any movement at the foot here. Where are all these points of articulation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm missing one. I'm missing a point of articulation. Okay. Well, theoretically, there's 14 points of articulation. I can't find the 14th one. I mean, you would think that he would be able to move from side to side, but he is not moving from side to side. Regardless, let's move on to the details. We got Leatherface mask. Now, I think this is actually a really good representation of this figure. It doesn't look exact, but the detail is good enough to where this, of course, you know who you're looking at. It looks like the Leatherface from the movies, from the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Got all the stitching lines in there and the grotesque teeth. There's his eyes, his hair is all wild. This is just a molded hair. I think the facial details look actually really good. Going down to the clothes. I mean, these clothes are a little, out there. They don't look exactly like what he's wearing, but they're not supposed to. Again, this is a toy. This is just a representation, really, of the figure. So I think they look good enough for what they are. The kind of baggy and puffy clothes here. He's got an apron on, got this little tie underneath. It looks like the shirt velcros. The apron ties in the back. I mean, this is kind of outrageous. Not anything that you would see in real life, but it's cool nonetheless. And he's wearing like these jeans. Like I said earlier, he's got these cowboy boots. Now these are just molded into his leg itself, so you don't have any movement right there. With the cowboy boots, his feet are really small though. I did the Hannibal Lecter one and his feet were really big. I don't know why they made Leatherface's feet so small on this. His hands and his arm is just this brown color here to represent, I guess, like a long sleeve shirt underneath, but then it goes to just the regular skin right there. I don't know why they just didn't make the whole torso brown if you're just gonna do that, but whatever. And then the hands, there's the detail on the hands. Not really much detail on there, but they are hands nonetheless. Overall, not a bad figure. Probably will pose him. He stands okay also, like, despite the fact that he has small feet for whatever reason. You know what they say, Leatherface? Small foot, small blade. He does stand really good though, so that is a plus. I will put him on a figure stand for the display cabinet. So why don't I go ahead and pose him how I'm going to have him posed in the display cabinet, and we'll be back with our final thoughts. All right, I got the figure posed how I'm going to have him in my display case, and I will say this. I do like the way the figure looks. I think it'll look good next to the other Leatherface figures that I have from NECA. I think it's definitely a bargain at $15 or even under $15 in some case to get a figure like this. I think it's great. There are some flaws in it. The articulation, there's a flaw. I couldn't count 14 points of articulation, but it's probably user error. There more than likely is. But there was nothing in the waist. The feet didn't have any articulation. The clothes are a little bit poofy, puffy. And the chainsaw itself, getting it in the hands was a little bit of a challenge. Couldn't get him to grip it just right. So I'm not going to give this 5 Pamela Voorhees heads. However, I am going to give it 4 out of 5 Pamela Voorhees heads in my review. If you have any comments on this or thoughts or differences of opinion, I'd love to hear them. Go ahead and comment down below. And if you like this video, please click that like button. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed and you feel so inclined, click both that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. We are the Swearwolves Horror Podcast, and we actually do a weekly show in which we review horror movies. So if that's something you're interested in, please check us out by searching for the Swearwolves wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can visit our website at theswearwolves.com. So, for the Swearwolves, I'm Brett. Hi, this is Brett with the Swearwolves. And when I'm not editing videos or creating content for YouTube, I just sit here and wait. And wait. If you like the video that you just saw, go ahead and click that button right there. And if you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and click that other button right there. I'll wait.